Hello everybody, it is Wednesday the 2nd of August. I've been trying to make this video for a few days now, so hopefully I will get it together today. And really trying to make you see what it is that is happening, what the outcome is going to be. It is in the book of the Revelation, the outcome. And the way to it is, I'm doing a David Icke here. If you see the intended outcome, you can see the way there. I think David Icke's problem is that he hasn't gotten quite to the knowledge of the outcome. He's stuck somewhere before that. The technocracy that he is seeing as the outcome is only a step on the way. So let's go all the way to the end, to the book of the Revelation, when God comes down in his book cube to save us all. First of all, I hear so many, you must return to God, and then no definition of what God is. Well, they are not God. Where is God? What is it we're actually talking to? God revealed. We need to have God revealed in order to talk to him. Yeah? We need to know him, to connect to him. We're talking about something that is up in the air. Where's the connection point? So God revealed to me, and that is just an understanding of God, and that is defining God. It's probably not the only definition. We can probably go higher and wider. Yeah? But we need, again, we are in this stream, and we need to stop at some point and make our home there. Otherwise, we're going to be dragged out into all. I said that in a video before. And what gives us an anchor point is a definition from which we can work. So defining God, first step. God is the level of intention. God is an intention. Take that as a definition. God is an intention. So in this world, on this planet, and there's more than one. I mean, absolutely get that into your head. There is more than one. If you're taught there is only one God, then you have no choice. That's why you've been taught that. It takes away your choice. So in this world, the spiritual has created matter. God is revealed in his fruit. The world is the fruit of the intention of God. And you can see that intention within the world, within his fruit. So when you look at this world and you see the intention, the overriding intention that created this, you see, if you see everything is consciousness, so a tree is consciousness revealed, given a form. So is everything else, so are you. Your consciousness revealed, given a form. So what you see is tons of different consciousnesses that create tons of different forms according to themselves, that all live together, giving and receiving of each other to create a self-sustaining whole in which all can live. And that is the intention of God, to create harmony, to create balance, so that all shall be saved, so that all can live. I am life. I'm giving life to whoever works within my intention. And there is a restriction. There is a restriction. Of course, there has to be a restriction. Otherwise, it would not create a form that is defined. There needs to be an end to it. The restriction is that one cannot be all. Everything can be what it is, but it has to share with everything else. And again, there is your restriction. You cannot do whatever you like if it hurts others. You can expand, but within the restriction that has to be in balance with everything else. And that's the duality, and that is what we perceive as good and bad. Yeah? The expansion is good. Good, we can have what we want. Good. If we're being restricted, if we're being denied, we perceive that as bad. You know? You're being imprisoned. You could be so much more and they don't allow you to. The fact is that the whole is sustained by everything giving to one another. So that means you are being sustained by everything else around you. That means the fact that you're restricted is actually good. Because otherwise you would destroy that which sustains you. So there is a duality of, being allowed to expand and being restricted. But they are actually both good. It is what keeps this thing together. It slows down your expansion, obviously, because you are being restricted, but that in itself could also be good, is good, actually. Because you have to consider every step, because there are consequences. So it slows you down, and that's a good thing as well. So that is this world, God revealed, His intention revealed, those consciousnesses that are here, that are within His intention and work according to His intention. Most of nature does. Pretty much all of nature does. We don't. Because we have been connected to a different intention. And there's the other God. That is not yet revealed. It is coming into this world. Its structures are revealed already. The pyramid system. So that is revealed already. But God Himself is not yet revealed. That intention, what is that intention that is coming? It is in the book. It is on the first page of the book. Yeah, it's telling you right from the start what it is. It is the will to have dominion over everything, to be in control in everything. My will shall be done. Yeah? And it is non-dual. There are no restrictions. To hell with everybody else, to hell with the consequences. It is just that. I want. And I will expand, and everything will be according to my will, and to hell with the consequences. To hell with everything else. No, non-dual. Completely non-dual. So those are the two that are facing off against each other at the moment. So how did we get here? And there I was listening to David Icke again. And he said that the kingdom, that these consciousnesses out there that are not yet revealed in their form, although the structure is already here, they're preparing this bride, darlings. They are. They're making her ready. So they are in cahoots with the secret societies in this world. The likes of the Freemasons, and here we go. What are the Freemasons and the alchemists and others as well? They're master builders. They are the master builders. What is it they're actually building? Or what have they built? Understand that. They are the builders of pathways, stairways to heaven, teachings that will take you to an outcome. And I said they are the creators of man. They are, but in a roundabout way. Let me explain this to you. They are the builders of pathways. I've seen, it's in Greg Braden's book, and I had meant to look it up and I didn't, but there is a schematic of different ways And I don't know how many gates they have found. It was over 100. So there are over 100 pathways that open a gate to another level to another consciousness. And it is what the Bible says. You know and you will be known. You follow that pathway, you will know and you will be known. And the knowledge will change you, and that is where man is being changed, through the knowledge of others. Expansion of awareness of what is out there that changes man. And in that way, they are the creators of man, the secret societies. They are the master builders of man. By leading them down the path of knowledge to connect to something else, and that knowledge will change man. And again, I heard Greg Braden just the other day talk to, I've forgotten his name now. They're doing a program together once a week where they talk to each other. And Greg Braden says, the consideration, or what the think tanks were saying is, the consideration is, how will that change society? How will that knowledge change society? How will human society be able to stand up under, the revelation of that new knowledge, or will we disintegrate? And that is exactly what has happened in a small part to one or many that went on those paths. Did they disintegrate when they reached finally the point of knowledge? Those that came back, that are still here, were changed by that knowledge, and they are now the agents of that which they had connected to. And they are building the kingdom. They are building that kingdom of that which they have connected to, and they have been changed. That is to say, they are no longer human. They are no longer working under the intention of the living God, that all shall live together in harmony and give to each other. They now labor under a different intention. That God out there. And the intention is to rule over, to have dominion over everything, and they are now their agents, the agents of that God. So, why now? That's another question that was out there. Yeah, and why now? How will this affect society? Why are they doing it now? Because of this two-way path to know and be known. So they didn't only get knowledge of another consciousness out there, but that other consciousness got knowledge of us, and it has been gathering knowledge of us through its agents forever. And that is just really finding out what makes man tick. How does man function on a spiritual level? Yeah. They were here and they tried to have control for a long way on the material way, with a rod of iron. Just keep them in fear, just keep them down, and it has never worked for them. Sooner or later, man will rise up if he's beaten long enough. Because, funnily enough, man is not only sweetness and light, he's got another side to himself. And that side will out if you beat him for long enough. So that never worked for them in the long run. So this is now the way of deceit. And that is coming from a higher knowledge of man itself, given to them by the secret societies, by the master builders, and by the likes of Jesus, who went to heaven to give them the knowledge of compassion. They have that within them. They are like us, they have that within them, and they can work it. And they are masters of themselves, as we are not. We can be blown by any which way. wind that blows. But they are masters of themselves, and they know themselves according to the intention. You know, I want to have dominion over everything. So they can work the compassion inside of them, but it needs to serve the intention of I want to have dominion. That intention never changes. And their service to them doesn't change. Whatever they discover in themselves will serve that intention. That is how it works. So, I think they're coming now because they feel they have enough knowledge of us to pull this off. Main reason. From their side. From our side, the bride has to be made ready. That is, the bride has to be turned into mush. We've already walked away from the knowledge of ourselves, and that is knowing ourselves in comparison to the God of this world, good and bad according to how well we work his intention. And in the end, it is no different. We are no different from them in so many ways. We have compassion. We have all these other parts in us. We should be the masters of those parts. We should work those parts to serve an intention. In the end, it's no different. The only thing that is different is the intention. Yeah? And as Jesus said, you cannot serve two masters. You need to make a choice. Which intention do you want to serve? Which God do you want to serve? Do you want to serve the God that is already here revealed? And then you have to work on maintaining what is already revealed. You become the gardener, working in the garden. Or will you bring the other one down to earth and make it a full-on reality? There's your choice. And you can be either. You can become that. You just have to work on yourself a bit more. You already, in essence, according to the world, to the God revealed, in essence that is you. But you can change yourself to become the other. Do you want to do that? So yeah, the bride has to be turned into mush. That is basically what they have to do. We come to a point where there's all knowledge, all possibilities. Oh, we're so spiritual, we're materialistic, we're this, that, and the other. We have no definitions for anything. Gods, demons, not a clue what it is we're talking about. And we're all over the place. We have a technocracy rising at the moment, again led by them. So there's your thread. But the technocracy is not the outcome, folks. That is that from which you will be saved. Yeah? Do not be afraid of Klaus Schwab. Be afraid of that which will come to save you from him. That's the real threat. And what will come is a spiritual light being. A being with knowledge of spiritual things, of, do we say, thoughts, emotions, energies that they create, vibrations and frequencies. And it will give you of its knowledge freely. And you will be as a child, knowing nothing. Suck it up. And it will create you. And it will create you. They will create man. That's why they're coming now. Once man has no idea anymore what he is, they will come and reassemble you. And again, the knowledge that will be given, folks, their system is already in this world. You can see it. You know what will happen. Compartmentalization of knowledge. The highest understanding only being reserved for the top. and a lesser teaching for those at the bottom. And that is what will happen all over again. Yeah? He'll give you of his knowledge freely, only to the amount that it will serve him, so that you will become what will serve him. That is what that light being will do. Jesus brought to them, the first thing I would say, because they have unleashed a lot of illness in this world, and a lot of people will be dying. That's another threat. That will be another level of desperation, causing another level of desperation. They have the knowledge of healing and compassion, and they will work it on that level. They will heal you so that you trust them and believe in them. But they do not do it with the intention to save you. They do it with the intention that you can be, that you trust, that you believe, and that you can be ruled over. Be as a child, trusting. Trust God. Trust me, I'm a God. That is what will happen. That is the outcome. Not the technocracy. That's only on the way. That's what we will be saved from. Now, one last thing. This is the last. I'll stop in a minute. There's probably tons more that I want to say, but this is all that's in my head at the moment. And yeah, I will make more videos going on that path. The smaller working parts that I can see in all of this. I want to say a lot more about this world and how it teaches you on the path of, all shall live in harmony with each other through giving and receiving. I show you, it does create you as well. I'll show you, but I'll say that in a different video. But here's what Carl Jung said, and that was on my mind. It is in the undiscovered self. Yeah? Now listen to this. It's priceless. So he's talking about the understanding of God, of man. The understanding of man of himself. He knows, and he doesn't understand himself. So he says, this is understandable, seeing that he lacks the means of comparison necessary for self-knowledge. He knows how to distinguish himself from the other animals in point of anatomy and physiology. But as a conscious, reflecting being, gifted with speech, he lacks all criteria for self-judgment. He is on this planet a unique phenomenon which he cannot compare with anything else. The possibility of comparison and hence of self-knowledge would arise only if we could establish relations with quasi-human mammals inhabiting other stars. Actually, I will say it now. So here is Carl Jung thinks the only way that we can evolve is by comparing ourselves to others, and that will bring the knowledge of ourselves into awareness. Well, folks, here's your big chance. Something else is coming. Compare yourself to it. Yeah? And then know yourself. But Carl Jung is wrong when he says that in this world we cannot evolve because we have nothing to compare ourselves with. That's wrong. We can compare ourselves to something, that is first of all God, the overriding intention, but we can also see ourselves in all the other consciousnesses. Yeah? And we do compare ourselves. We do compare ourselves to the lion, to the snake, to the thing is, the way this world teaches you, it doesn't show you yourself as a finished being the totality of yourself, but it shows you your working parts. Yeah, your part lion, your part bee. There's a part snake in you. All these things are within you. It shows you your working parts, not the finished article. The thing is, once you know your working parts, you can construct yourself. It is teaching you how to construct yourself by showing you your working parts. The other will say, you are this, the finished article. And this is a way of becoming this through a teaching. And you will not understand what you were, the beginning, what you will become, the end, or how it's being worked, because you do not know your own working parts. They do. They are on that higher level of knowledge, which is knowledge of self and being master of self. And that is the stage we are not in yet. This world will teach us how to become masters of self. It will teach us all our working parts. That world will just create you into a finished article that will serve itself. That world that will serve that world. There's a big difference. And if we understand all of these things, what's actually happening, what the Masons are, that they build pathways to a knowledge that will change man, and that there is a knowledge already here that will teach us what we are, and then make your choice which master you want to serve. Who shall sustain you? This world? Then you must be according to this world, or that kingdom, in which case you must be according to that kingdom, and which will lead you to the better outcome of yourself, which will serve you better if you want to become an I am, a spiritual being, a being with knowledge of self. Which path should you go? Anyway, this is a lot. Let it sink in, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.